Let's discuss this further. I'm being joined by public affairs analyst Ajadi. Thank you very much for joining me, Mr. Ajadi. Now, the plan to stop payment of petrol subsidy has been an ongoing topic before the eventual removal. Do you agree with Governor Oti that Nigerians were not properly educated on the policy?
Well, thank you for inviting me. I don't know that that's the simple issue, but it's certainly true that Nigerians are not educated by the policy change. One of the most interesting things is that we are never educated by these things completely. We have different distortions of whatever government says. So to say they weren't educated properly means that there's a simple way to educate them. I'm not sure that's the case. Remember, we've been discussing these things as far back as the Jonathan administration, and we've been dealing with some of the issues. I think the real challenge is that we have never learned from our own policy efforts. We never review them, so we don't learn enough to implement new policy efforts. So, for example, the removal of subsidy on diesel should be something that we reviewed in total. We explore what are the lessons, what are the strengths of removing subsidy in that way, what are the things we need to improve, and such like. But we have not done that. So that's also something that we might need to look at.
How would you rate the federal government's effort at reducing the effect of subsidy removal, and what more do you think can be done to cater for the masses?
Well, certainly, let's put it this way. We are not as bad as what happened in Angola, because Angola did not completely remove its subsidy. But the consequence in violence and riots, the partial removal of subsidy we can see. Nigeria claims that it's completely removed the subsidy, but it's debatable whether we are following market forces entirely. The issue has to be the alternative to the current fuel we use, alternative fuel. I think the LPG policy is a brilliant idea if we pilot it, if we start from the federal government, for example, piloting it or prototyping it in Abuja, and all federal government agencies now convert to LPG. The movement away from dependence on petrol, the ways in which we know that people look at the long-term future, not just short-term palliative care, creating alternative fuels for Nigerians, making sure that people can see productive opportunities to create alternative technology solutions, to create new industrial solutions, to produce things that are not dependent in the exploitative use of petrol as we now find it. Those are the kinds of things we need to focus on. We certainly cannot have or continue a system whereby we don't see the transformational needs of our economy, which is moving from consumption to production. That is the fundamentals we need to get right. And that has to happen in the formal and the informal sector. So those are the things that need to be done urgently.
All right, Public Affairs Analyst Ajadi, as always, many thanks for speaking to us.